Right, so for question 1 here, it's asking, Lorraine has a bag with 7 oranges, 7 orange, 8 pink, and 4 purple marbles. Right, so we want to state the odds in favor of drawing a pink marble. So first thing, again, when we're dealing with probability and odds, it's always a good idea to calculate what our total is. Right, so in this case, we're not given it, but we're given information that we can find it. Right, so our total, so this is our total number of outcomes, right? The total number of, in this case, the total number of marbles that we can draw from the bag. So our total would be 7 plus 8 plus 4, right? Which equals 12, 19. So that's our total. So that's what I would always do first, because it helps us, and it can help us check our answers, and we will most likely need it. And if you don't, it's not that much work. So state the odds in favor of drawing a pink marble. Right. So I had some questions, and I noticed. So for odds, right, whenever we see odds, we should always, right, it's stated with, right, we have a number, a colon, and a number. Right, so we're not dealing with probability, we're dealing with odds here, and we want in favor of drawing a pink marble. So the number of possible ways, or in this case, the number of pink marbles that we can draw, right? So in favor for always goes first. What it's asking for always goes first. So it's asking for favor of drawing a pink marble. Well, there's 8 pink marbles, so that is the number that goes first. And these two numbers, so for odds, right, both numbers should add up to 19. Right, so again, that's why it's always a good idea to calculate our total here. Right, so then we could write it like this, or if you didn't have to do this, that's fine. Right, so then that would give us 8 pink marbles, and there's 11 other marbles that we can choose from that aren't pink. So that would be the odds of drawing a pink marble. Then we're asked, what are the odds in favor? So again, we have odds in favor of drawing a purple marble. So it's the same procedure here. Instead, we're looking at the purple marbles. So there's 4 purple marbles that we can choose. So that's 4 for the first number. And then the next number is just the remaining ways, the number of ways we can't choose a purple marble. Right, so this would be, again, our total minus, right, 4. This would be 4 and 15. So that would be the odds of drawing a purple marble. Oops. State the odds against, so now we have the odds against drawing an orange marble. Right, so again, we're dealing with odds, and we want the odds against drawing an orange marble. So we want, the first one should be against drawing an orange marble. So how many ways can we not draw an orange marble? Right, so this would be, so there's, right, 8 plus 4. Right, so that would be the number of ways that we don't draw an orange marble. And then the remaining would be what we have left that we do draw an orange marble. So it would be 7 here. Right, so then 8 plus 4 is 12. So it would be 12 to 7. So those are the odds against drawing an orange marble. So it wasn't a question here, but I did get some questions where people were kind of getting mixed up with this. So again, this is odds against drawing an orange marble. What if I asked what are the odds in favor of drawing an orange marble? And you knew this. Yeah, so in favor of drawing an orange marble, well, this is against and in favor of. So if we want to know the odds in favor of drawing an orange marble, we just put that first because that's what we want to know. So we just switch these two. And then part D asks, what is the probability of drawing a pink marble? So now we're asked, what is the probability of drawing a pink marble? Right, so, and you didn't have to write this, but just complete the notation. Right, we want probability of pink. Right, well, how many pink marbles are there? There are 8. And then it's over the total number of marbles that we were choosing from. So this would be 19. So I didn't ask for you to convert anything. So, but if you did, right, so usually when we find probabilities, based on kind of the definition we have, we always usually get a fraction first. But just to complete if you did do this, right, it would be 8 for finding the decimal, and percent, it would just be 8 divided by 19, right? So we'd get 0.4211 or 42.11%. Any questions on the first problem? Okay. So this time we are given, so we want the Jets play against the Ottawa Senators, and the odds of the Jets winning are 3-1. So this time we're given a bit of different information. We're given that the odds of the Jets winning are 3-1. We want to state the odds against the Jets winning, right? Well, we know that this is Jets win, and 2 is Jets don't win. Right? So if we want the odds against the Jets winning, we just put, right, the number of ways they don't win first. So it would be 2 to 3. We just flip it. Just switch the odds, or the two numbers. And again, right, what would be the total here? So we're given odds. Our total, right, this should, if we're given odds, the two numbers should always add up, or will always add up to the total. So we know that our total is 5, right? And that's just from 2 plus 3, just adding those two numbers up. So now if we want to state the probability of the Jets winning, right? Well, the number of ways that the Jets win, right, is 3 in favor of. So probability that they win equals, right, the number of ways they win over the total, right? So that would just be 3/5. Again, if you converted this would be 0.6 or 60%. And then part C is state the probability against the Jets winning. So probability that they don't win. So there's a few ways you could have done this, right? We know that this is, right? So you could have used this answer, you could have used this information, right? If you use this, right, so if we want to convert this odds to the probability of they don't win, because this is the odds of them not winning, right? So this number would be our numerator because this is them not winning, right? So this is the number of ways they don't win over total, right? So this is the odds of them against winning. So we know that's a 2, and then our total stays the same as 5. 0. Oh, sorry. And if you converted it, those would be the decimal and percent forms. So what are these two here? What are these probabilities? What should they add up to? 1, yeah, because they're complements of each other, right? The Jets can either win or they don't win, right? There's no other option. So the probabilities of both of these should equal 1. And if we check that, right, do a quick check, they do equal, if we add up 2/5 and 3/5, it equals 1. So that kind of, again, is a mental check to see if you're on the right track. Any questions on question 2? Right, then question 3, we have Mary draws 4 of hearts. So this one was a bit different. Draws a 4 of hearts from a standard deck, and she does not replace the card. So all this means is that we took a 4 of hearts out. She didn't replace it. Right, so our total instead of 52 would be 51. Right, we took that card out and we didn't replace it. So this is the card we did not replace. And remember that that card was a 4 of hearts. We may need that information too. So there's only 3 4s now. But now the total is 51. So now the probability of the second card being an ace. Well, how many aces? So the probability of an ace. How many aces do we have in a deck of cards? 4. And our total is 51. Now we want the probability of drawing another 4. So remember, there's 51 cards, and the card that we didn't replace was a 4. So how many 4s are there now? 3. So there's 4 minus 1 equals, there's 3 4s now. So that means the probability of drawing another 4 would equal 3 over 51. And then for part C, what are the odds of the second card being a face card? This is similar to part A. Instead of drawing an ace, we're drawing a face card. So how many face cards do we have? It's 12, right? So there's 3 face cards. Yeah, so an ace is not a face. The ace is not a face card. I think I had that question yesterday. So the face card's great. We have Jack, Queen, King, and there's 4 suits. So there's 12 face cards and 51. Right, there's still 51 for total. Oh, yes. That is why you should read the question clearly. So again, yeah, I make that mistake too. The odds of drawing a second card being a face card. So again, so we want in favor of drawing a face card, right? So I'll put a colon here. So there are 12 face cards. And then what is left over after we draw those face cards? So this is the odds against drawing the face cards. This is the number of ways we don't draw a face card. So it's 51 minus 12. This would give us 12. 51 minus 12 gives us 39. And then, sorry? So there are, but so this is part A, B, and C, right? So yeah, so she drew a 4 of hearts and she didn't replace it. So the total is 51 now for these. So it's the same, and this is part A, B, and C. So we're dealing with 51 cards. But this is question 4, so this is a different, a completely different question. Joseph draws a 6 of spades from a standard deck of cards. He replaces it. And then what is the probability of drawing another 6? So this information is really irrelevant. Because he drew a card, he replaced it, and now he's just drawing another card. So the total is 52. And so we want the probability of it being a 6, right? So how many 6s are there? 4 over 52. So any questions on these questions for the AC? So yeah, just make sure. So again, I made that mistake too. Just make sure you're watching what the question's asking for. Is it asking for odds or is it asking for probability? Right? If it's asking for odds, it should always be right a number with a colon and a number. And then if it's asking for probability, right, it's asking for a fraction or a decimal or percent. So, right, you can give, so these are all 1 mark questions besides these 2 here. Right, so kind of just 1 mark for this part here, getting that 3 instead of 4. And then just 1 mark here for the, so if you put 4 over 51, you can still give yourself 1 mark, right? You forgot that card that was not replaced was a 4 as well, so we have 1 less 4. And then for this one, if you didn't, right, this is 1 mark, and then this will be 1 mark as well. So you can add up out of 13, and you can once you're done that, you can pass them up to the front, and then we'll get started on moving on to some more questions through the notes. Yeah.